Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Fanservice, your
Hey,
live geek fuel trip into the world of pop culture every week right here. I'm your host Gavin, joined by someone who's finally come back.
Finally!
I was hiding. Leave me alone. Hi guys, I'm Harley.
Hey everyone, I'm Jeffrey.
I'm Pocky.
And so we're super excited to be with you guys today because we have an amazing show lined up. Because, yeah, last week was May the 4th, but they're never available. So we said we're going to push our stuff off a week and we're going to be talking all things Star Wars stories today, about how Star Wars has affected us, impacted us. We've got so many guests going to come up and just share their stories with you guys and just the badassness that is Star Wars.
It is
Pew,
pretty
pew, pew.
cool.
You know, speaking about Star Wars... There we go.
We're twinsies. How did this happen? How did this happen?
Yeah,
There
I'm just letting everyone behind the camera, everyone later know that one of these two is going to get a fist fight, complaining about the other one not telling you what they wore before the show.
I picked this first. He should be, yeah.
No, I picked this first.
Me and Harley, on the other hand, are going to sit in the back and eat popcorn and laugh at both of them.
They are going to be definitely doing that. So,
It'd be great.
before we get into the main show, we like to talk about some of the news of the weekend. One of the things is we have seen Alien Covenant.
Oh
we
my
watched
gosh.
it last night.
That's where the shirt came from.
Yeah, it was
Free hugs,
pretty
everyone.
amazing. And, just briefly,
Spoilers.
and we're not going to spoil it, but
We won't.
for my thought, I want to see where it's going because it has a long way to get to the space jockey with the ship full of eggs from where it's going right now. But it makes Prometheus make way much more sense. I'm just going to put that out there.
You know, after watching Prometheus and then going to see this one, Covenant, it made a lot of sense. It gave you a lot of background story that they really didn't fill in during Prometheus. And I agree with you definitely. Where is this story? How are they going to get to the beginning of the Alien movie? You know,
I guess I
it's
need to go
very
watch this.
interesting. If
Yeah,
you
you're
guys
gonna
get
have
a
to watch
chance,
this.
go see it in theaters. It's well worth it.
It's always funny when we see the screenings because we get the pretentious film critics around us. And I
the
totally
commentary
think-
that we heard around us was just like really.
It was it's a very predictable movie. We're going to put it out there. It is a very predictable movie, but it's a lot of fun. And I think the coolest thing they did was the alien vision mode. When you were first person inside the alien. That was amazing.
Spoilers, guys.
Well, no, actually, that was they were talking about that when they were creating the movie and everything, and I was really.
Yeah, you were all about it. You're like,
I was like,
look,
yes!
I was
sitting next to him, I was like, Gavin!
And then Jasmine was
so
sitting there
good.
going, what's going on?
What's going on?
Don't
Jasmine
you
just
like,
said,
I don't get it. What's going on?
and my mom was like, yes.
So how does this compare to Life, that Ryan Reynolds movie?
Well, since I don't think anyone's actually seen Life yet.
I don't think anyone went and saw Life. That thing's not even in the theaters anymore.
It is.
It's
like
supposed
still
to be
in
really
It's
theaters.
still in theaters.
So,
Watch
yes,
it.
Alien Covenant, definitely go watch it. That's our recommendation for you guys.
Yes.
But
Don't
next
watch
up
Life.
is one of my favorite game franchises is actually pretty much now dead.
Thanks.
No
thanks,
more Mass
EA.
Effect. Thank you, EA. You're right. Because I liked Mass Effect, the first three. I had a good fun with Mass Effect Andromeda, even though it was really
I like
creepy.
the first one.
I called it the weird broken animatronic animation when they were all like, they got like the angry, I'm gonna rape you face.
It's like-
and it's
it's
supposed
like
to be
they
like a
learned-
moment.
It's
He's
like
all,
they didn't learn from Bethesda on how to make creatures with eye contact or something. It's like
Yeah, they did. They totally learned.
and
from
my
me.
favorite is like I'm shooting people and they're just like cookie cutters spawning in the sky, just standing there. And I'm like, this game could have been so good. But they announced they're officially putting it on retirement for quite some time, which makes
Let
me
it die.
sad.
Let it die.
I think the reason that they're doing this is because they so messed this game up. They released it way too early. We all paid $60 to basically beta test it. I mean, they're releasing patches now that are like the size of this game.
We have fun playing multiplayer though because we make fun of it. Like Jasmine plays the lion guy and I play the Krogan, and Cynic plays the badass who keeps us all alive because that's just what he does. And we run around just trash talking each other because Jasmine needs to be safe.
That's
all
all
the
you
time.
ever do in multiplayer.
Every time we go to Gavin's house, that's all he's playing is Mass Effect.
Or
he's like, hey guys, let's go ahead and do this. Or he's
Destiny.
playing Destiny,
Did we just stream
or
Worth It?
he's playing Disney songs.
Yeah,
What's
I'm not
wrong
gonna
with
lie.
Disney songs?
No, I'm just saying that's what he always does. It's great.
Speaking of Disney, tomorrow is going to be Jasmine's indoctrination into the world of Disney animated movies because she never watched them. So we're calling it Drunken Disney Diva. She's going to be drinking all day. We're going to be live streaming off and on as she. I've got the whole lineup ready to go.
Can we just say that one more time, all together? Drunken Disney Diva.
I thought that was me, but okay.
DDD.
Well, this is her.
Jasmine,
whole
you're becoming a triple D now.
Yeah,
I love
she's
it.
a whole experience for her. I've got them all lined up where to start and where to end with the most drunk movie that I could possibly imagine having to watch. And
So
so,
it's Snow White.
I cannot wait for this. And we're going to be live streaming.
yeah,
this,
we'll be
right?
live streaming off and on throughout the day to Facebook as it just progressively gets
Oh,
worse.
it's going
I
to be amazing.
can't imagine what, like, I don't know, 70s, 80s
Oh,
Disney
I'm
when they were
debating whether
trying
or not I should
new
make her
things
watch
and kind of
Oliver
going
and
weird.
Company. That's one of my debates on the list.
Oliver and Company has to be watched. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's cute.
I agree.
I mean, if you want to watch Oliver
Rescue
Twist in
Rangers.
animal form. What? Rescue Rangers? It's this.
Yes.
No,
Rescue
it's called the
Rangers.
Rescuers. God,
Rescuers.
Rescuers from
So-
Down
Rescue,
Under.
rescuers from
Watch
down
our
under.
Not
social
Chip and
media
Dale
tomorrow.
All right,
Rescue
all right,
Rangers.
all right, mess that one
We're
up.
gonna have lots of fun.
That's
All
what I
right,
was getting
so
confused.
other news stories.
So I was driving here and I found the funniest thing ever. So I've been watching the debate about the craptastic Hydra Captain America thing that keeps going on, and I'm really freaking sick of watching people complain. Like, just let the story get over, guys.
Yeah.
They'll fix it later. But let's let the story end and let's stop complaining about Captain America being in Hydra. No, it's right there. I'm watching that. Watch the light. We know how this works.
It's like
So-
watching a cat, light source.
I know, it's like, light, I'm a cat, meow, meow.
Oh my
So-
gosh.
But on the way here, when I was doing my pre-show video for my Jill and I show that's on
It
tonight.
starts at 9
It
tonight.
starts at 9.
9 every other week.
Every other week.
Two
But
weeks.
Yeah.
I was watching, and I'm not really a political person, and at least I haven't been till this year.
Yeah, it's surprising.
And I
how that
love
works.
watching the political crap. But if
It's
you,
like a three-ring circus.
it is. So if you type in hail /hydra.com, it now pulls up a link to the White House website.
Go to hell/hydra.com.
You gotta
You
love
too
the
can
geek
get-
community, you know?
Like I didn't believe it, so I had to test it out on the way here, but it does.
And I read that like right before you guys got here.
I
I'm like,
had to
hey
tag
guys,
them
look
in.
at this. I'm
I had
like,
to
does
tag
it really
them.
work? And you're like,
Oh my god, it
Oh my
does
gosh,
work.
Jeffrey was so laughing. He goes, look, I said, I know, I saw that this morning.
I didn't know, but I thought it was the funniest thing ever.
it's
Yeah,
it's.
it-
All right,
is
so that's
fantastic.
been our fun news updates of the week. It's
Yeah.
time to get into this week's Star Wars themed Geek versus Geek. Harley's got to be the judge, and I'm taking on Pocky over who would actually win the fight, Vader or Yoda. So here's this week's Geek versus Geek. All right, so
Okay, works good.
we're all
You were the
are we
Yoda.
good? Are we good?
We're good. We're good.
The Yoda. Yes.
All right, so take it away, Judge.
All right. So I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, so I had to bring my number one guest judge in the world. Let's give it a hand for my lovely wife, Jill.
Oh, she brought in a ringer.
I brought in the ringer. I brought in the I know everything about Star Wars person.
All right.
Little
So, for those who don't know, this is how Geek versus Geek works. We each get 1 minute opening statements, 1 minute rebuttals to each arguments, and 1 minute closing, and then our lovely judges have to decide who wins. So,
and
So
the
we have
loser
to-
gets killed.
Well, apparently I'm my wife. Kidding.
all right.
Who's
So
going
who's gonna go first?
I guess I'll go. Oh, you choose. Sorry.
Yoda goes
Yoda.
first.
Yoda go first. He does. Okay. Yoda, Jedi Master, slightly cowardly, possibly, but that man literally lifted a ship out of the Dagobah swamps, a swamp that supposedly, according to the lore, is impossible to get out of once something's entered its swamp. He pulled a ship out. He went thump and goes, "Get out! You're being a jerk." To Luke. Because I'm assuming that's what he really thought.
Get out! You're being a jerk. Okay.
Jerk
Vader,
face.
Luke, Vader, big target. He can't swing that fast and hit a jumping around, kills Christopher Lee badassery. No,
Kermit
that
the
is
Frog.
And voiced by Miss Piggy.
Yeah, he's voiced
Voiced by Miss Piggy. You can't go wrong with that.
Minute done?
Done.
All right.
I think it's done.
Are you guys timing this right? She's all. We have a timer right there. All right, so.
I thought it was a minute.
Yeah, Yoda you may think is a little badass, but nothing instills fear in anyone like the name Darth Vader. Say it anywhere in the galaxy and people just freak out and kind of want to go away. That is, lore alone would make him win, because there is nobody worse than Vader when it comes to the ultimate bad guys in the universe. Yeah, he may have had an off moment where he was whiny bitch love story, but at the end of the day, Vader was known for his ruthlessness and his cold-heartedness. And he ruled the galaxy with an iron fist. And that's really all I have to say about that, because he sells himself. Time for your rebuttal.
My rebuttal is that. Oh, tell me when this.
Yeah, go.
Okay. My rebuttal is this, good sir. Yes, he ruled with an iron fist, and apparently did a really crappy job of it. Not did, apparently according to lore, other books and everything else, a bunch of Jedi are still floating around in space he can't apparently go find because he's too busy crying over his dead wife that he may or may not have killed. But he also apparently couldn't find the Resistance, couldn't find Yoda, couldn't find anything when it came down to the time to actually put the bullet brass tacks to work. But Yoda on the other hand, called everything. He goes, hey, you see that kid over there? That kid's going to betray us, probably kill some children along the way, and everything else. Yoda knew what was going on. Except we had to listen to Obi-Wan and not listen to the guy who knew what was actually going on. Yoda also is a master of combat. I mean, you take out the whole CGI work from episode 2, because we don't count the prequels, those kind of sucked. But the fact that even in a puppet form, he could kick so much butt.
All right. So you think Yoda's all awesome, but he couldn't beat the Emperor. At the end of the day, he could not beat a Sith Lord. Also, do you think maybe Vader left him alive on purpose? Because let's face it, having to live every day not knowing if it's going to be your last is a pretty terrifying way to live. You may think he didn't know, but he and the Emperor knew. They did this stuff on purpose because that is the way you keep people on their toes. And when they had to act, they sure as hell did act. And you know what? He killed younglings. How cold-hearted do you think that has to be? And you think a frog is going to stop him? I don't think so. I really don't think so. There's a reason why he has a cold heart. And he did beat the Emperor, by the way. So, top that, Yoda. Closing arguments.
Closing arguments and go.
You know what? He did beat the Emperor. How? He snuck up behind him, picked him up, and threw him off the village. Wow! He succeeded at killing an old man by picking him up and throwing him. A win is a win. Yoda actually killed not one, but 2 Sith Lords. Say it, sir. Sir Christopher Lee, the Sith Lord played by Sir Christopher Lee, he straight up murdered that mofo. And when it comes to...
Oh, you don't know your lore because Vader killed Count Dooku.
Oh, wait, who killed him?
Struck one for Vader again winning.
No, Vader... Sorry, not Dooku. He did kill a Sith Lord. He killed one. And I mean, I've been Dooku. I love Dooku because he was my favorite because he's played by Christopher Lee. But that's beside the point.
He's dead.
He was dead. Right in this one. But he killed one. Yes, Vader killed one, but why didn't he have to turn his back? Luke got to Vader's heart. And at the end of the day, when you talk about somebody who is being all menacing, what is more menacing than something that comes up to your kneecap and with a knife?
Gavin, closing statement?
It's Darth Vader, people. He's iconic. Everybody knows him. Everybody remakes him. Everybody has helmets, toys, everything. You know badass when you see one. I'm done. There's no way Yoda can win. Boba Fett's not counting. There's no way Yoda could win. You could just kick him to the side and move on. And that's why I think Vader would win in an actual battle. Ding ding, it's time for you guys to decide.
Yes, Judge.
You missed my 2 favorite points. Vader still has offspring taking on his legend.
Mm-hmm.
Yoda, greatest Sith Lord ever.
Yes, potentially. If you,
I thought Jar Jar Binks was the greatest.
Yeah, I thought Jar Jar
Lord
Binks
ever.
technically was the greatest Sith Lord ever. Anyway.
We don't bring up Jar Jar Binks in this studio.
Look, well, yeah, we don't
Just
bring
so
up
you
certain
know.
things. Episode 1 is one of them.
Alright, so you gotta pick a winner.
Guess Judge.
I hate to say it, Vader, because he still has, nobody talks about Yoda anymore.
Nobody
even in the new
talks
movies,
about Yoda.
Nobody talks about Yoda. Vader still talked about even in, series to come on.
That's true.
I do believe
And
that
he's
means
not
I
a
won.
frog.
He's
a
not
little-
a frog.
He's not Kermit the Frog wannabe.
I mean, I am partial to the dark side.
That's true.
So it looks like I won, which means I get to judge next week. Which we're not going to spoil next week's Geek versus Geek yet. But thank you for being our guest judge, Joe.
Wait, remember, we agreed we were gonna kill the loser.
Wait,
All right,
wait,
so-
I have to do a top 10 list.
Do it after top 10 list.
Damn it.
All right, so that's been this week's Geek versus Geek. It's time to bring out our guests and get ready for our main topic. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, so welcome back. We need to adjust the camera some because it's all crazy.
It's quick, right?
All right, welcome back to the studio. We're joined by some special, super fun guests of just Star Wars lovers in general. So we're going to start with Harley here because she brought so many teddy bears, it wasn't even funny. And then we are joined by
Andy Forbes.
and he's an amazing. Like we were playing with the stormtrooper and his helmet earlier. It was pretty funny. He did this really awesome sand trooper helmet. First thing he brought out, of course, it's on everybody's head at least once before the show was done. Like it was just one of those fun things. And we are joined by an amazing assortment of guests over here. Let's introduce you to everybody. So we'll start with you guys here in the front.
I'm Patrick Glover, aka Andy Knoll from Sotor.
I'm Rachel Haywood, also known as Zamzam from Star Wars The Old Republic as well.
And then
I'm Chris Glover.
we already know you. We don't want to talk to you.
He's weird.
And
My name is Christopher Peterson, and I'm a curator at the Austin Toy Museum, where we
Yeah.
have a significant Star Wars collection.
they do. Like I remember when that stuff was in Caleb's house. Like it was just amazing. So we decided we really want to talk today about our Star Wars stories, what drew us to it, and how Star Wars has influenced generations and genres, and just really set a gold standard for all sorts of fun. So I want to start with you two because yours is a love story. So tell everyone about y'all's story.
So we met through the MMO Star Wars The Old Republic, which was made by BioWare Austin, which is based here, and we met in a guild on an oceanic server, and we got to know each other, and we were online dated for over 2 years.
Did you date in the game? Like, did you guys
Yeah.
like hook up
Yeah,
and go
we
on little
actually
special
went
missions?
we went to Alderaan and just hung out.
It's good you went there now because it's not going to be there much longer. Spoiler alert! It's
Spoiler alert, they blew it up.
It's not
Yeah.
a good tourist visit.
Yeah,
There's a cartel market, and we got some of the cartel items, and there's a little ball toss, and we threw balls at each other.
The little
It was
balls. Did
amazing.
you guys get the party Jawas too? So you can have
Yeah.
them running around and be like, hey.
Party jobs, yeah.
So are you getting married in the game? Like, are you going to have your whole little ceremony? Like, invite everyone so they don't have to virtually show up and bring you like cartel gifts?
It
And you
means
get, like,
I'm
a
gonna have
speaker?
to go buy this game.
It's a good game.
It is. I played it for the longest time. Like, I stopped when they started introducing the houses.
Strong.
I got a strongholds. I got a house and everything. I was like, I just don't have time anymore.
Aw.
But I was a Jedi tank. I would run around and just do the stupidest stuff, and they'd have to save me. So that's
One of those people.
and then it just blossomed into something real.
Yeah, he came to visit me in Australia, and then last year I came over here to Austin, visited, and then ended up moving here. I've been here for 7-8 months now.
About.
Yeah,
All because of Star Wars.
yes.
What is your favorite part of Star Wars outside of Old Republic?
I like the films, and I like the Clone Wars and Star Wars Rebels cartoons as well.
So you like all the film stuff. You're like,
Yeah.
I like everything
I
except
like
the books.
everything. They're cool too.
I like the lore of the Sith and the Mandalorians. I learned. I went and did research on the Sith, and then I did research on the Mandalorians, and I fell in love with both of the lores.
See, that's one of the things that Star Wars has amazing lore. Like
I've
it's
heard.
Oh yeah,
just
it's such a rich universe.
it's deep.
and
I live
I
with a
love
Star
it.
Wars nerd.
she does, and
Oh yeah.
I am the Star Wars nerd in my house. So it all kind of has all sorts of fun that way. So let's head over to our Stormtrooper friend over here. Let's tell everyone what your Star Wars story is.
Well, I guess I've always kind of wanted a stormtrooper costume since I was like 8 years old. And
Oh,
then
when you had the one that was the plastic with the little snap-on helmet?
Oh yeah, that and a
Those were
proton
the
pack.
best.
But I found out about the 501st Legion, and I found out that there are other people out there who build these costumes, so I did it, and it's the most fun ever.
Yeah, there's a huge cosplay community and culture behind Star Wars, and the 501st is very strict. Like, everything you have is screen accurate.
100%.
Which is amazing that, you know, when you look at all the small little details.
That many people can get a screen accurate costume.
Yeah, and you know,
Right.
imagine having to do it back then when we didn't have the internet. Like, you'd have to watch the movie and like freeze frame your VHS and hope it wasn't fuzzy at certain parts.
You mean people don't do that anymore?
No,
I've
some
been
of
doing
us
this the
have
hard way.
evolved.
I've been doing it the hard way.
And I love it because he brought the helmet in his outfit. He brought the gun. He goes, "Hey, can I put the gun on the table?" I was like, "Do you want it to be played with? Because it's going to be played with." And it's amazing, like, and it's just 100% badass looking. Like, it's except you can't really hit anything.
No, but that's the helmet's fault. I can't see anything. I don't actually know
that's
where
why
I
they
am.
can't hit.
Why would they make you wear a helmet you can't see out of? Then, like, I mean, that just seems like a really dumb idea.
Because it looks really cool.
I thought the clone trooper ones were cooler looking though. He's all.
I don't know you.
He's like, no, I'm not gonna go there.
I don't know you.
All right, so let's start with Chris Glover. What is your Star Wars story?
So, Star Wars is almost as old as I am.
I was born in '77. I'm a Star Wars kid. Right
Yeah.
here.
So one of the, obviously I had toys and stuff growing up, but one of my first memories of things to play with, my parents actually went to see the movie before they took me because they didn't know what they didn't know what was going on first. Can we take a little kid? Then my dad ended up bringing a land speeder and a C-3PO and a Luke Skywalker action figure that are, of course, are completely gone at this point. Otherwise, I'd be...
Because we played the heck out of those toys as kids.
Darn
there
straight.
were legs and like sand
piles.
piles. And
That was the beginning of just piles of action figures as a kid. But as I've gotten older, and now I'm into all sorts of props and costuming and stuff, it still holds for all of that. And you start looking at some of the things that I'm just impressed of movie wise that are because of Star Wars. So you have all of the Lucasfilm and Lucas Sound and stuff that was made for Star Wars movies. You have the term Greeblies because of Star Wars, because they just added crap to the wall and painted it. And now anytime you see that in any sort of a prop film, it's because Star Wars did it. There's just so much that it's so pervasive through our society. And now with some of the newer movies coming out, stuff like Rogue One especially, that's just...
Rogue One was amazing.
I loved it. Oh, man.
Gareth Edwards has such an eye. My favorite was when it looks at stars, and then it was the Star Destroyer, and then you realize the stars are all the windows on the Death Star, and just the way it all revealed. That movie was breathtaking.
I still enjoy that it looked like it still looked when they were flying in front of the Death Star. It still looked like crappy little stuffed animal toys.
Yeah, and you see some of the stuff, and some of it, some movies that were big are still kind of big, but their time has passed, and Star Wars continues a resurgence, even though they had those 1, 2, 3.
3 wasn't that bad.
Whoa.
I watched
I
3.
liked Revenge of the Sith.
I have these
Mine
arguments
was-
with him
I liked
all the time.
I don't
I
really know.
watched
There's a lot of
3.
sand and some racist aliens. So.
But you still have this, and now that you've got some more movies going, and then things like Rogue One, where you're branching off in other storylines in the same universe.
Give us our Job of the Hutt movie. I will be fine.
Boba Fett.
Yeah, they have a what is
Boba
it?
Fett got eaten by a desert.
He got eaten by a
The
desert.
desert doesn't even move.
Like, how did you miss it?
I fell into the desert and it ate me.
With
I
a
mean,
rocket
come
pack,
on.
no less.
Yeah.
I bet he still got
Yes.
away. I'm guessing he still got away, and he's living
guessing
on
he
some
still got away.
on a nice little beach somewhere.
No, he would never go near sand again. Am I right?
He's on Mandalore. So that's all almost similar to Tatooine.
But there's no killer deserts that try to eat you
Yeah,
in
no,
Mandalore.
no killer desert.
It didn't even try. It just sat there.
And then it was the really bad yell.
All right, let's go with you. What is your Star Wars story?
For me, like being born in '81, I sort of just missed Star Wars toys, but it would rerun constantly over Christmas. And I grew up with like a family of antiquers, and I actually brought my first Luke figure that I found in a
He's got
$5 bin.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's a little rough for wear because I've had him for like 25 years, and he's pushing 40. But anyways, it got me into collecting and then restoring the old toys as I got older, and that's eventually how I met Caleb, the director of the Toy Museum. And through the museum, we see, like you were saying, people bring in Star Wars toys all the time. And what I find amazing about them as artifacts now is people, we think, oh, Star Wars toys, of course they're going to be successful because it was related to the Star Wars. But the beauty and the genius behind the Star Wars toys wasn't just that there was a Luke figure and a Han figure and a Darth Vader, because that would have happened no matter who had the license. Kenner said, hey, let's make Greedo. Let's make all these Cantina guys.
Hammerhead.
Hammerhead. Let's create a universe for these kids to play in with these toys. And it's crazy to think that like the seeds that germinate into the expanded universe of Star Wars start with the toys at ground zero in 1978 when they finally come out a year later.
Not only a lot of their scale kind of set the bar for other toys, like G.I. Joes were the same figure. Transformers were variety, but all kind of based off of similar scale.
Yeah, there were a couple 3 3/4 lines prior to Star Wars, but Star Wars really makes that the industry standard, and the fact that it was based around playsets and vehicles, sets the stage for G.I. Joe, especially that.
Man, G.I. Joe took that and just ran 1,000 times with it. Like, there are so many, like, even at the Toy Museum, like, it's amazing this amount of vehicles and play sets and figures. I like the documentary of the Making Plastic, or I think it was called.
Plastic Galaxy.
Plastic, how they started making the figures. And it's amazing to watch and to see how these people were inspired to want to do this. Which takes us to Harley. What is your Star Wars story?
Jill makes me watch it.
She's like, it's forced upon me.
It's forced upon me. I wasn't actually a really big like space kid. My dad was a Trekkie, so.
I'm sorry, this is a Star Wars show. We don't talk about Star Trek here.
I know. So my dad was a different kind of star. But he, when all the kids in middle school went and saw the other movies, I was like, okay, I guess I have to go watch them. So I actually started with 1, 2, and 3.
See, that's the other thing about Star Wars. There's a way you have to watch it. 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. You cannot watch it in order because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so I started with 1, 2, 3, and I regret my life choice. But I'm getting a proper education now that I'm older. Both of my children have a proper Star Wars education. My 4-year-old actually got in trouble in preschool the other day, got a phone call, called his teacher a rebel scum and the rest of his classmates scruffy nerf herders. Like literally the first word I taught my child was Boba Fett. And him and my wife have a, like seriously, this is hers. They have a Boba Fett collection together, and every time they go somewhere and we find Boba Fett stuffies, we have to buy 2 of them because they'll scrap over who gets the Boba Fett.
It's hilarious because when we had Boba Joe on, who's known for his Boba Fett, you guys got in an argument, and that was one of my favorite clips from that season, was who has the biggest Boba Fetish.
And I still say it's Jill still has the biggest Boba Fetish.
No, it had to pull it out.
I even have her a shirt that it's got Boba Fett on it, and it says, I have a Boba Fetish.
Yeah. So Star Wars for me when I grew up was inspiring. It was so creative, and it was so variety isn't, that's not the word I'm looking for. It was so varied in everything that it did, and it really made me feel like, hey, one day I want to do this. And so it's kind of one of the reasons why we started this, along with the Muppet Show and some other certain things. But this was one of those things that it was just amazing, and the stories were so awesome, and the plot twist, I mean, that's the king of all plot twists. Let's face facts.
Twist.
Empire Strikes Back had the king of everything. Nothing could ever touch the I'm Your Father line. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched it. If you haven't watched it, then are you living under a rock?
If you haven't watched it, it's too late.
Yeah.
Too late.
Spoilers.
Even before I watched Star Wars, I knew the Luke, I am your father line.
However, we did find someone who had never watched it and never been experienced the pop culture of it. It was fun watching him watch that part for the first time because it was one of those moments, like just to see it happen on someone. I don't know how you avoid Star Wars. Like, there is no way to avoid Star Wars. It is everywhere.
I can't go anywhere without seeing it. It's even at Disney.
Well, it's owned by Disney, so I'd hope it'd be
Now
at
it's owned
Disney.
by Disney, but before it was owned by Disney, it was like still everywhere.
And I imagine for you in your house, it's got to be nothing but Star Wars. Like you walk in, it's like wallpapers, costume pieces, pillowcases, statues. Like
Costumes everywhere.
yeah, like he's got.
See,
you
like
walk
our
in-
house.
Yeah, except see, his are cool costumes.
I wouldn't let my wife hear you say that.
She's all, yeah, no. So I mean,
He's
it's-
running. He's fixing to
I'm
run.
Yeah.
staying that up. It is hot in there.
Yeah, so I mean, and the dedication that goes into that.
It's a lot of
And
work.
There's dedication. Star Wars fans, like you guys are dedicated to this game. You're actually building a life based on this game. You're sharing the dedication and love of the toys with like Caleb's murals are amazing. Like you guys have the Hoth one in there right now.
Oh yeah, the hot tower.
I was at his house when he was building it. He was putting the little tunnels underneath the ice with all the little props that he made, and there's buttons you can push. I wanted to know why he didn't bring indoor because his house he has
We did some-
indoor.
We've got a
We did
little
some-
indoor.
We did some
Style.
footage of what they've done on the show. I mean, some of the details
Yeah.
there.
And it's amazing when it comes across. And then it just probably inspires you to just make stuff because you can make anything with anything.
Like seriously, you can turn anything into a prop.
These are
I've been
actually from a
I've been
plastic-
planning
These are
stormtrooper
Ultra
outfits
Sabers.
for quite some, hadn't got around to it yet, but I've been planning stormtrooper outfits for quite some time. It's gonna happen.
Like seriously, the dude that invented Ultra Saber.
Yeah, and remember when we were kids, we had the flashlights, and we made the noises ourselves, like choo 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 choo.
That's
Like-
like the first thing somebody does is they pick up a flashlight.
Yeah, I mean it's amazing how it's been ingrained in so much culture. So, were you guys afraid when Disney bought it out? Like, was your first thoughts like, oh god, or was it like yes? Because I was like, yes, they did good with Marvel. They're gonna do good with Disney. I mean, Star Wars.
I was excited.
Jill was a little upset at first, and then it was like we thought about it. She thought about it logically. Like Disney has more money.
I figured
Disney-
they would
Disney
be
can
a
budget better.
curator of it, and they protect their interests.
Yeah, they
And
do.
now
They
they have
protect it.
Star Wars
Disney
world.
does not fear going into some of like the things like Rogue One where you're branching off of the main characters. Disney doesn't fear going into realms like that. Plus, with the fact that Disney is doing the whole build of the park that you can
The
go
Star Wars
wander
world.
through, short of Disney, you would not have that. I
Well,
mean,
did
Like
you-
even Universal couldn't. I don't think they could keep up with Disney.
They could because they did Harry Potter. That place is going to be amazing.
Harry Potter World is amazing. I agree that.
But did you hear how that land is going to work? It's going to tie
Yes.
into your magic band, and who you interact with, everything you do interacts with everything that you come across. So everyone's story is different going through it.
And they also have the hotel.
if only they'll start letting adults dress up to go in,
Seriously,
because adults are not allowed
How
to dress
dangerous
up in
is that to have
Disney
grown adults walk
parks.
around like acting like? Can you imagine him going in there and kids going up there? He's like, I just want to ride a roller coaster. Y'all. I'm here for Haunted
Right.
Mansion.
I'm here for Haunted Mansion. Just leave me alone.
There's no sitting in costumes like
No,
this,
there's
so
not.
we couldn't ride the roller coasters. But you get kind of a power trip sometimes when you're wearing this. It's like people kind of treat you like you're a real stormtrooper. You're like, all right, I can
I
get
feel
into this.
special about this.
Yeah. So yeah, I was really excited when Disney took it over. What about you guys?
I was on the edge about it with the whole. Okay, there might be a Darth Mickey coming around.
There is a Darth
Or-
Mickey.
There's figures of it. Trust me.
Or
I have it.
Or screwing with the greatest Sith Lord of all, Darth Jar Jar.
Jar Jar.
But more movies. I'm up for it.
Yeah,
I
everyone's
like
up
the
for it.
We're already
Warriors.
getting like a young Han Solo movie. We're
I
already getting a
don't
young
think
Boba
we
Fett
should go
movie.
back to the characters. I think we should do more offshoots like Rogue One.
Yes.
I think
Oh,
that's what they
yeah.
should have been doing
They're
instead of
gonna
saying.
keep going.
But we're gonna get Baby Yoda movie. Then we're gonna get the Further Adventures of Jar Jar
It's gonna be like
movie,
Baby
and
Muppets, Muppet Babies. It's gonna be Baby Yoda.
Star Wars babies now.
I do like how they're gonna make a Boba Fett movie, and that's
That's
That,
so
that
nice.
We
area
already
where
have
darts,
Baby.
where
He
a
falls into
desert
the
with
desert.
teeth
Yeah.
ate him.
That's gonna be the end
Spoiler,
of
that's the
it.
end
We
of the
gotta
movie.
see how he becomes.
But a Mandalorian movie, like this is like unprecedented for a Star Wars, because there's nothing in the Clone Wars series like there is
About
the
Mandos.
small little area with the commandos and stuff, but you have the Republic Commando books.
I can just
and
picture it
stuff,
now.
but-
The one thing will be flashbacks to Boba Fett's childhood where for some reason he's deathly afraid of deserts. And that's how it all ties in. It's not that he just fell in. It's that he had a sudden freak out back from his childhood, and
He
PTSD.
did watch
their
his own
planet
like,
ate him.
Dad's head get cut off and then fly through the air, land at his
In a
feet. I
desert.
mean,
In a desert.
in a desert.
Right.
Boba Fett should not be near deserts. Can we just agree on that
think,
now? Like
It's-
he needs
it's
to go
kinda
to
like-
Camino.
It's kind of like Jill gets mad at me, but every time I find a Mandalorian at a con, I have to walk up and because we talk about them being clones, and I'm like, so is Wabba Fett the failed experiment?
Fett.
Was he the first failed experiment of trying to clone
That's
Django?
that's pretty bad. I didn't even think about that one. That's
Well, his name is Wabba Fett. Is he related to the Fetts?
That's pretty bad. So one of the other things that every Star Wars fan has is your absolute favorite character. So I want to know what they are.
I'm pretty sure it's pretty obvious. Stormtroopers.
I don't think it is at all because you
Oh,
also have
right.
this.
That was just because I wanted it, but Stormtroopers were the dream since I was a little kid.
Why?
I don't know. It's just something that they're like space cops.
They can't
and
hit anything.
they
They die easily.
The Stormtroopers let them go in that episode.
You're right. They do.
Yeah.
They're just like Vader lets them go. Stormtroopers let them go. So they're just as evil as Vader.
But the visibility, no, we can't see anything to shoot it. It's impossible.
Come at you from the side.
That's why they miss.
or low.
Real low. We already know you. Right? No, yours isn't Boba Fett, is it?
No, mine are Jawas.
Jawas are awesome.
Yeah.
I want to see a Jedi Jawa so bad.
I have small children, and so my dream thing to do before they all get older is I'm going to give them a little wagon, and we're going to go to a con, and we're going to dress them up like little Jawas and give them the pretense that they can walk around and take anything that is not on a table. They can walk up and like steal like hotel signs and stick them in their little cart. And I want to see how much crap they can get away with before the end of the day, just because they're adorable in their little Jawa costumes.
At Disney, Jawas ushered my wife out. She had a hurt ankle at the time and had one of the carts, and they surrounded her and made her honk the horn, and they started it going and ushered her out the door and then walked away.
Well, see, Star Wars World is supposed to be finished by 2019, which is when Jill and I are. We already have plans. You can already pre-book your hotel, and they have a Boba Fett suite, apparently in the hotel that they are planning, where they have a life-size Boba Fett costume.
You guys, favorite character, Chris.
From early on, it was Luke, and I think I just have to stick with Luke. I mean, he's the quintessential, tie-in throughout the whole thing. Even though he made out with his sister, whatever. We're open to that. I ultimately, yeah, it'd have to be Luke.
Similar. Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think it's the wise mentor figure, and he's one of the few characters that I think they really fleshed out with backstory in a way that worked for him. And he sticks around like a good teacher, offering advice.
Till he dies.
Until he dies. Well,
And then he comes back as a ghost.
Because he just won't let Luke alone. He pops up and he's sleeping. Hey, wake up.
It's time to go do
All
this
right.
thing.
You too.
Oh my, it's hard to pick one.
We have to pick one.
Just one.
Okay, I'm gonna pick Duchess Satine from the Clone Wars.
Good.
I'm gonna go with Darth Revan.
That's a good one.
Yes.
That was a great character.
I love Revan, and I started playing KOTOR 1 and 2. Loved the storyline, loved the book. And then they brought him into SOTOR, and oh my god, I love the storylines. Love the backstory, everything.
I'm going to wrap this up with my favorite character, which I'm going to go total Sith. I love the Emperor. You can't, lightning from your fingertips. That's what I do in Destiny. Unlimited power when I pull it out in Destiny.
You can't beat that.
Every time.
Yeah.
So, thanks you guys for coming and sharing our Star Wars stories and love of Star Wars. This has been absolutely amazing. Thank you guys for all coming on. And where can they find out more about you and the 501st?
501st.com, and we're always looking for more troopers.
And where can they find you guys online?
The Harbinger server, you can find me on my 40 Tunes, Andy Knoll, and the Guild Bounds.
I actually have a blog called zamzamsays.com where I talk about SWTOR, and I'm starting to branch out to talk about film and TV as well.
Awesome. We already know where to find you.
Darn straight.
Here, Combat Creations.
Combat
which is
Creations.
LARPing.
Not tonight, but every other week.
Yeah, and
Except for next week.
Right, and you can visit the Toy Museum's website at www.austintoymuseum.org. We are a nonprofit, so support is appreciated at all times.
Bring more Star Wars toys.
Exactly.
Also, I was wrong earlier on my live stream. They're not on 7th. They're on Cesar Chavez in Waller.
Oh, yes, we're on East Cesar Chavez, 1108.
Cesar Chavez in Waller.
All right, so thank you guys again for coming to the show. It was amazing. We'll have you back on at the end. But right now it's time for our 10 things this week of most absurd Star Wars products we can find.
Yay, everyone,
The
welcome
force
back.
was strong with that intro.
Very. So, yeah, all right. So, top 10
we have our
things.
top 10 weirdest, dumbest Star Wars products because there's 5 billion of them, and we chose 5 apiece because we're that funny.
I have a feeling that some people are going to disagree with us, but everyone's
disagree
entitled to
with
their
all
own
of yours.
opinion. So it's like I like Star Trek more than Star Wars. So, anyways.
Yeah, they're both equally good.
All right, so let's go ahead and start with our top 10. Number 10.
The Yoda magical 8-ball. That's right. Why not mix two things that almost make sense going together? The magical Yoda 8-ball. You literally shake it, and he says the magic 8-ball phrases. So if your batteries run out, it sounds like Satan.
Oh my god.
Satan's telling you things through a magical 8-ball, kids.
That's terrible. Number 9. We're going to say this one is the Death Star waffle iron. The reason I'm saying the Death Star waffle iron because all waffle irons are really cool, but at the same time they're messy. They can burn. The force is not strong with this one because it will burn your waffles. I've tried it. I hate it. It overheats. It's terrible.
If you buy a waffle iron, you need to buy a really good one. Is what he's saying.
Yes.
My number 8, or sorry, it's 8. So
8.
number 8 is the Star Wars fishing tackle set for kids. This is not for adults. This thing could catch a goldfish maybe without breaking. It's not really well designed. I mean, seriously, the rod is it's a lightsaber, and there's no force with this. You put any force on it at all, it will go away.
You know, speaking of the force, this one was very interesting when I was looking this up. Star Wars Force figure. Yes, you heard it correctly. Star Wars Force figure. It's just like any other figure you can get in a little package. This is the Star Wars Force figure. Has nothing in the package. People have actually sold this by the hundreds and thousands of it. It's ridiculous. There's nothing in this package. I'm basically buying cardboard that tells me on the back on what else in the set I could buy. It's not worth your money, folks. Do not buy this. The Force is with you.
Go to eBay. Go to eBay and buy a pet rock. It's much better for you.
There we go.
So mine is really inappropriate looking. It's the C-3PO tape dispenser. This thing looks like he's all like, "Hey ladies, how you doing? You want some tape from here?" And you're like, no, I should put you on a list.
I swear, this is just ridiculous.
And by the way, this is the most pervy item. I have no pervy items this time for the top 10 list.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So going on, we have the the Darth Vader Transformer. As cool as it sounds, it's a Death Star that turns into a transformer of Darth Vader. He's big, he's bulky, and it just doesn't look right to me. Not just Transformers are really neat and everything.
The fun part is that wasn't the only one part of that set. There were so many more, including Millennium Falcon and Han Solo. It was bad.
Star Wars, don't try to go with the Transformers anymore. Please.
No more.
Please, just stop. As many people are probably disagreeing with me, just my opinion, stop.
Yeah. So speaking of stopping, LED lightsaber platform shoes. These things are so god-awful looking. I don't even think Jeffrey would wear them. Nope. Because seriously, you walk.
I will not.
So seriously, when you walk, the back of the heel is a lightsaber, and every time you take a step, it lights up.
I might wear it.
No. It's
You
really,
said it's a heel. Is it like high heels? I'm all for it.
It's platform, so it's a little thicker.
Oh, okay. No, buy it, folks. This is great.
No, because the shoe itself looks horrible. It's got Star Wars on the back of it, but I don't know what pattern they were going for.
You lost me at high heel.
Yeah.
You've lost this one.
So what should your next
We're going to the next one. And this, as much as the Mr. Potato Head is cool, Star Wars Mr. Potato Head is a little offsetting. If you actually take a look at the product, it's just a little kind of creepy. Some of
burnt.
It doesn't look right. It really doesn't. It kind of creeps me out, just like our number 1. But we're going to get that in just a second.
So, what are the 4 words you think should never go together? Darth Vader Moonlight.
I
That's
see.
right. My number 2. Number 2 on our list is the Darth Vader Moonlight. When you want your girlfriend to go, no! To get you romantic, you get the Darth Vader Moonlight. Yes, which glows red. It's horrible. It's ugly. I don't know why you think your girlfriend would get all turned on and all hot by going, hey, sweetie, why don't you turn on the Darth Vader Moonlight? Because clearly, killing your wife is a way to show how much you love her.
And going to our number 1 is that this one is called the Furbaka. It is like a Furby, but it is a Chewbacca version of a Furby. It comes with the big creepy eyes. It comes with a big giant creepy little beak, and it talks.
It has a little belt.
It has a little belt,
Has a little belt.
but it talks just like a Furby. We all remember back in the 90s when those things were scary as all hell. I'm still terrified of them. When we got one, we decided to go ahead and tear off the fur from it. We put it, and look, oh, it's a robotic thing. It's supposed to be off. The battery's dead. Why is it still talking? We threw it in the trash, Mom. Now you know what we did.
My
Bobby,
favorite.
Rochelle, and I, we threw him away.
By the way, fun fact, I worked at Toys R Us when those things were used.
Oh,
I have my own horror stories, most of them involving parents. You
as
were all
much as we
dicks.
wanted them, I just gotta say the Furbaka is not. It just
the-
anything that deals with Furbies, no,
See, but
just
there's-
no.
See, the fun one, there was a Yoda version. And actually, the Yoda one was actually a lot better.
Oh well, okay.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
I'll
it
have
talks-
to take a
it
look
talks
at it when
like
we go
Yoda.
back to our little system. It's just, I just can't.
No, we can't. But you know what we can do?
What?
We can put this to an end.
We
'Cause,
can.
guys, we close the show. We got a little bonus round, and we got some things going on.
Also, everyone, we're having some trouble through our YouTube live stream, so just a heads up. We just got a notification from, we have a temporal anomaly going on. So everyone, go to www.austinpublicaccess.org/watch-streaming10. And engineering team is trying to get back up, so hopefully our
Something with
YouTube stream will
lithium
be up
crystals, I
pretty
think, is what
soon.
we're talking about. Yeah,
Probably.
either or.
But yeah, anyways, folks, that's our top 10. Where's Kevin?
Where's-
Go over here.
Are we need everyone else?
And we're back!
No!
We're back!
I think Gavin's down in engineering right now.
Yeah,
what,
Gavin's
should we
getting
bring
things
up our
fixed.
guest room?
Yeah,
Yes,
okay,
let's get
first
our
off,
let's get our
let's
guest
get all our
over
guests
here.
up here because we are going to say goodbye. We were saying goodnight tonight.
Say goodnight, everyone.
So,
Come on over,
by
guys.
the way, I think Jeffrey and I should be part of a discussion. You guys had said how Star Wars affected us. We
Here, let's do it in a little bit.
Let's go to it a little bit while we're
There he is.
So while we're setting up, I want to say how Star Wars affected me. Star Wars has done a lot. I mean, it's so much cool stuff attached to it. But role playing. Yeah, it is. It's
Yes, that's great.
But I did so much cool stuff.
Oh God, why did I come stand by my twin?
Hey, we're gaybies. We're best gaybies. I said it.
So, but yeah, Star Wars for me. I mean, cardboard tubes. Every time you get a cardboard tube.
Yes. No, I think everyone does that nowadays.
Christmas
It's
wrapping
great.
paper.
Really?
Yes.
I don't think there's anything better than Star Wars. Let's be real honest here.
What?
Harry Potter.
No, you know what? I'm sorry. I can't. I am a Star Trek fan.
Wait, so
I was forced to wear this. I
Harry
was
Potter's
forced.
better.
That's
So-
it. I'm gonna get my friends.
Actually, wait, isn't Harry Potter more of like a...
What?
Wait, what's that?
What is that goofy noise?
What?
What's
See,
that?
I told you it was getting my friends, and they
Oh.
came here.
Who let these
Oh
guys in?
No.
no! What?
Oh,
I told
man.
you it was getting my friends. See, this is them.
That's
this
okay,
is who
they're
they
in red
are.
shirts.
Come on,
Come
Andrew.
on, boy.
Come on.
That's okay, that's okay. They're in red shirts.
They're red shirts. Red shirts die.
Hey, watch out. They're a good tactical
Wait,
team. We will come after
which
you.
series
That
red
one's
shirts?
red, that one's orange.
So we're joined now by,
Reed Bates,
Lloyd Bates.
Matthew Hill.
and you guys are from
the Archangel Station.
the Star Trek group. You guys have been on the show before. How did I forget this?
Yes.
Because you didn't schedule it.
And you blacked out the memories.
Because you forgot how bad we smacked Star Wars in the debate.
Yeah, the first time we did Star Wars versus Star Trek, you guys brought it. I ain't gonna lie.
We rocked.
They brought it down. Why are you here?
Because you made fun of Star Trek. You
Like
kicked
3
me
times.
off. I told you I was getting friends.
So apparently
And
our
we're going to be
next
here next
week's-
week.
So
Yeah.
we have to do a Star Trek show next week. Is what you're telling me?
Yes,
Yep.
we have to.
I'm
So you
taking
guys have to
over.
come back for the Star Trek show.
We will do that.
And
Yeah.
you're
Somebody has to find me a Star Trek shirt. I don't have one.
I'll bring
Just
you.
get-
All right, so
We're red.
yes, this will be interesting. So since we did Star Wars and how awesome it was, we'll let you bring to the table to tell us how awesome Star Trek is next week.
Wait, are you
Maybe,
Yes.
maybe,
So you have a
maybe,
2-hour
maybe Jill will let me borrow her original signed scripts from the first Star Trek TV
So
show.
wait,
Do you want to take them home with you?
So wait.
Do you
I
want to
have-
lose a hand?
So So
I'm alright
wait,
with
does that
that.
mean you're making me do Star Trek with Jeffrey?
Yeah,
Yeah.
since we
What did I do
did
to
Star
you?
Wars, we'll let you guys take over Star Trek.
Yeah, because I.
So, next week
Nothing.
we're going to do To Boldly Go with the Archangel Station.
Starfleet.
And Starfleet is going to be awesome. So, thank you guys for Star Wars. I hope you watch next week just so you can see just how much
Look,
we
he's
screwed
learning.
in this
He's
stuff.
learning. Do it. Do it. I saw that.
No, Stormtroopers! Yes! We're leaving on that note. So, don't forget we have podcasts online. You can watch all those fine. Harley's got her new show starting in about 9 minutes, so we're going to wrap up early. Thank you guys for being on. We'll see you guys next week for our Star Trek show.